Yo, it's your boy Eddie Stark coming to you live from the pad. About to give it to you raw, and I'm about to keep it 1,000. So, wow. Can you believe it? Paul George is now with OKC. They struck a deal. OKC struck a deal with the Pacers to get Paul George for Sabonis, I believe Sabonis and Oladipo. That was pretty much it. And I was dumbfounded because I think that the Lakers offered the Pacers a better deal opposed to what the OKC Thunder did. Some people were saying, "Well, man, this is kind of it's just kind of mysterious how I guess the franchise did not want to send Paul George to the Lakers, but decided he was going to send him to the Timberwolves. I'm not the Timberwolves, the OKC. I mean, that was a shocker. I remember being at the gas station, pumping my gas, looking down, scrolling through my timeline, and whoa, yeah, I couldn't believe that. Anyhow, what are the pros and cons of this? Now, the pros of this, let's just be optimists. The optimist is saying, wow, I've seen a couple articles saying that Paul George is going around telling all of his friends that no matter what, he is set on signing with the Lakers 2018. No matter what, you can't talk him out of it. This is just the way it is. Right? Now, the optimism could be, hey, he's already told all of his friends he's coming to Los Angeles Lakers to play 2018. He's going to kind of play like a recruiter for Russell Westbrook, the reigning MVP. He's going to be like a recruiter. He's going to try to tell Russell Westbrook, man, why don't we come back home and we can be the duo to kind of just take over Los Angeles and set things up. That could be one pro, right? Another pro is this is a way of you seeing whether a Paul George and Russell Westbrook duo will match up without them actually being in Los Angeles. In other words, rather than them coming to the Lakers and giving it a shot and seeing whether it works out or not, say opposed to, because the West is stacked. You got Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler's come from the East Coast, and he's going to be one of these guys that's setting the West on fire. But it's a lot of competition now in the West that Paul George is here. Anyhow, you have the opportunity to see if this Paul George and Russell Westbrook duo is enough to truly compete in the West now that Chris Paul's with the Houston Rockets. It's just everything is moving. Like I said, I'm recording right now at 9:00, and right now during the free agency period. Now everything's moving right now. You have Jeff Teague coming to the West Coast to play with the Timberwolves, and he's a playoff caliber point guard. I digress, but you get to see if Paul George and this guy is enough to truly compete on the West. If you was to ask my opinion, those two are a great duo. Think that it might be a little bit awkward at times. It won't be that triple-double Westbrook that you see because a lot of the players that are on his team defer to him. And what's a wonder is like how he had all of those players that I guess is starters, and none of those starters got traded. They just gave him up. They just gave Paul George up just to, I guess, just get it out the way and just move on and move forward. But hey, that's just the way it is when you're trying to trade one good player and in exchange for one great player. I mean, you trying to trade one good player for 4 or 5 other little pieces, but it was only 2 pieces. You get to see that. You also get to see whether or not, the pros, whether or not, if there is something dysfunctional, if it doesn't work out. In other words, it's good and bad. If it doesn't work out and they don't have a great chemistry, then that could mean that Paul George is for sure, hey, I don't like this small town feel. I'm a big city guy. I just want to get out of OKC. OKC is not a place that I see myself settling down, being with a contending team. So he could just be big city, big lights. Doesn't really like to play with Westbrook because Westbrook has an alpha personality. He's not going to defer to anybody. This is what irritated Kevin Durant, because Russell Westbrook's not deferring to anyone. So Paul George is going to have to come over here and kind of either, be aggressive or be, outspoken and kind of, I don't know. But let's just say that the chemistry doesn't really work out because Paul George is like, hey, I'm trying to eat, you trying to eat, and it can be kind of awkward. It's kind of like when Dwight Howard came to the Lakers and everybody was like, oh man, like Dwight Howard's going to dominate. He's going to be like Shaq 2.0. It's going to be, man, razzle dazzle. And see, on paper is one thing, but the actual chemistry of them playing on the court, that's another thing. Everybody's talking about Chris Paul and Harden. Wow, you have an MVP caliber. You have actually 2 MVP caliber type point guards. Harden is what you would call more of a hybrid. He's a point guard, but more of a 2. He's a 2 that can play the 1. And people wonder, well, damn, why are these 2 wanting to play together? I mean, the only thing that separates them are a couple inches or maybe 3 or 4 inches. Why do they want to play with each other? It's not like Kobe and Shaq, like 2 opposites that. So, I mean, we will have to see how this is going to work in OKC. It's great for OKC because guess what? It shows it shows Russell Westbrook, the reigning MVP, that they are trying to get him help. So that general manager for OKC, he's a hell of a general manager because he's showing Westbrook, look, we're doing everything in our possible power to get us back to the point where we can get to a Western Finals, or we can at least have some kind of, where we're in a position where we can actually compete. I think OKC needs another piece, but that's neither here nor there. So that's the pros, right? But here comes the cons, right? The cons are, number one con would be that these guys really go far. I mean, they will go to the Western Finals. And we could break that down. I mean, what teams are out there? You have the Warriors, number 1. They're reigning. Now there was some rumblings about Iguodala taking some meetings elsewhere. I don't know if Iguodala's going to. But you figure he's already, getting up there in age. Not too old, but he's a little bit older than everyone else on the team. And he's already won 2 rings. He's already won a Finals MVP. He can go to a team that's still competitive and get paid and be an important type player. And I think that with Kevin Durant and everything, he's going to have to take a back seat. But this is what I think. I think that the cons would be if these guys really start to put that chemistry together, they start rolling, say by trade deadline, they pull off some other kind of trade to where they can get another good piece. And I don't know what that piece would be. I can't even guess. But a third type of player that would make them more threatening. Okay, if there was some way they could work a deal out with the Clippers and get a DeAndre Jordan, right? And you would trade maybe some draft picks or whatever the case may be, or you would get a 3-way deal and give up some assets and take some assets back, and you would have DeAndre Jordan, Russell Westbrook, and Paul George on the same damn team. Now that would be scary, but like a trade deadline. Now this is far-fetched. But let's just say, if they get in a position where they're really rolling and there's some kind of glimpse of, wow, if I play with this team, if I play with OKC, we could really probably do it one day. So that's one. Another one is the chemistry's rolling. Paul George has a good season, a type of season where he's liking everything in OKC. He can get the most money with OKC, or with this whole new structure, because OKC has the bird rights, and they can say, look, we have the money. We already had a decent season. Okay, we did a great job. We're going to get another piece. We're going to be talking to some other free agents that in 2018. And look, just give us a shot, because maybe we can get an extra player and you don't have to go to LA. You see? So they could always use that threat, because they already have a reigning MVP, because they already have Paul George on the team. The general manager will say, look, see what I just did for Russell Westbrook, how I brought you over here. Just be patient and let us make another move, and we'll bring another piece over here, and I promise that you'll be able to compete. So they could do that, right? And that could be scary. They have the leverage, because not only they have the bird rights, but they have Paul George. They can convince Paul George that, hey, you're already here. There's no point in going through all of this stuff and trying to be a Laker. And look at the Lakers. Maybe the Lakers more than likely won't make the playoffs. Let's just be optimistic and hope that they can sign a couple good one-year players. But for the most part, the Lakers, I don't know. Considering the way history's been for the past 4 years, it just doesn't look like the Lakers are going to be going to the playoffs anytime soon. We just came back off of getting the second pick. Unless you get some kind of big name free agent, the Lakers don't look like a team that's going to be anywhere near the playoffs. But they can say, hey, look, you see how bad the Lakers are playing? Lonzo Ball has a mediocre season. Let's say the season that Lonzo Ball has isn't really phenomenal, isn't really incredible, not really worth Rookie of the Year season. His game didn't live up to the hype. Okay, and it was kind of one of those seasons like, wow, man, that you really want to go to the Lakers when they're kind of learning and they're going through this rebuilding process and they're going through all of this stuff? Are you sure you want to go to that? And who knows? You see, the Cavaliers could pull some stuff off, and if the Cavaliers could pull some stuff off to make LeBron stay in Cleveland, all right, or if Cleveland so happens to win a championship, there goes your chance of getting LeBron James. See, everything can change within a year. So much can change. General managers know this, and they can make pieces move around. They can make trades. This is a big game of chess to them. the game of sports. Let's move players around. Let's figure out what formula we can create to defeat the Warriors, because the Warriors have everybody shook. Everybody's trying to. Oh, the Celtics are like, oh, let's try to get Gordon Hayward. Let's try to go get let's try to get as many, 2 or 3 good players. See, if you at least have 2 good players that are among the top 15, then you can convince free agents to come to your team, because you have the top 2 free agents. And that's one of the cons. If you already have a Russell Westbrook and a Paul George, and they have a decent season, like I'm talking about made it to the 7th game of a second, they pushed it seven games in the second round, where they almost came close to getting to the Western Finals or something like that. If you have a season like that, and you can tell a alpha player, hey, look, I can get an extra guy to come here, and why would you want to go to the Lakers when you already know the coach and blah blah blah, and and there's no guarantee where LeBron may go in a year. He may feel one way right now, and then in a year it may change. It was the same thing with Kevin Durant. Stephen A. Smith was saying, oh, he's going to come to the Lakers. What happened after a year? He changed his mind. The dynamic of the team, the chemistry, and all of that. And he says, I'm going to the Golden State Warriors because, hey, that's just that's the path of least resistance. I'm going there. I'm getting my ring. I don't care what nobody says. So everything can change within a year. So let's just keep that in mind. That's a little bit more than 2 cents. That's like $5, because I didn't expect to go this long. But it's your boy, The Star. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'm out. Peace.